Never got up. I don't feel a heartbeat. I don't see him breathing. He kind of foamed at the mouth.
Atlanta-based rapper Rich Homie Quan, celebrated for his chart-topping hits and unique style that captivated listeners around the world, was tragically found dead at the age of 34. The news of his untimely passing sent shockwaves through the music industry, as fans, friends, and colleagues struggled to process the loss of a beloved artist who had made a significant impact on the rap scene. Reports indicate that it was his girlfriend, Amber Williams, who made the heart-wrenching discovery. Upon returning home, she found Quan unresponsive and immediately called 911, her voice thick with panic and despair as she described the shocking sight of him foaming at the mouth. 911 call, shedding more light on the tragic events leading up to Quan's death. The audio revealed the frantic conversation between Williams and emergency responders as she desperately sought help for the man she loved. The couple, who shared a life together, reportedly had children, adding another layer of heartbreak to the tragedy. According to details emerging from the call, Williams had left the house earlier that day to pick up their son from school, not knowing that in her absence, her partner's life was slipping away. The haunting recording, released just hours after Quan's passing, paints a vivid and sorrowful picture of the final moments. In the call, Williams recounts the heartbreaking sequence of events. She had found Quan on the couch earlier that morning, still and quiet. Believing he was simply sleeping soundly after a long night, she had lovingly covered him with a blanket before heading out to take care of their child. But upon returning home, the horrific reality of the situation struck her. As she went to check on Quan, she quickly realized something was terribly wrong. His body was cold to the touch, his chest still, and there was no trace of the heartbeat she had come to rely on as a sign of life. Panicked and overwhelmed with fear, Williams could be heard sobbing through the call as she described the grim scene to the operator. "I don't feel a heartbeat. I don't see him breathing," she cried in disbelief, her voice filled with pain and helplessness. Emergency responders rushed to the scene, but it was too late. Rich Homie Quan, the rapper who had once been a force of creativity and energy, was gone. The investigation into the cause of his death remains ongoing, with authorities working to determine the exact circumstances that led to this sudden and tragic loss. For now, the music world mourns the death of another star whose life was cut far too short. She described in heartbreaking detail the moment she tried to wake him up, only to be met with a terrifying sight. His mouth was foaming. "When I turned him over, he kind of foamed at the mouth," Williams said, her voice trembling as she recounted the events during the recorded 911 call. It was a haunting moment that no one could ever prepare for, the realization that something was gravely wrong with the man she loved. The situation rapidly escalated as Williams' panic grew, her cries for help echoing through the call. In an effort to save Quan, the 911 operator quickly guided her through crucial steps in a desperate attempt to revive him. Williams was instructed to carefully lay Quan flat on his back, in the hope that adjusting his position might help him breathe. As the moments ticked by, the situation became increasingly dire. Williams followed the instructions diligently, praying that some small miracle might turn the tide and restore the life of her partner. The seconds seemed to stretch into eternity as she waited for help to arrive, all the while fearing the worst. Finally, paramedics arrived at the scene, their presence offering a brief glimmer of hope. But despite their swift response and immediate efforts to revive him, it was too late. The 34-year-old rapper, who had once electrified the stage with his powerful lyrics and captivating performances, was pronounced dead at the scene. The news was confirmed shortly after by Page 6, with the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office revealing that an autopsy had been scheduled for the following Friday. As the world waited for answers, speculation swirled, but the cause of death remained undisclosed, leaving fans and loved ones in a state of deep grief and uncertainty. The unexpected loss of Rich Homie Quan, born DeQuance Devontae Lamar on October 4, 1990, was a devastating blow to those who had followed his meteoric rise in the music industry. Quan had first gained widespread recognition in 2013 with his breakout hit single, Type of Way, a track that resonated with listeners and established him as a powerful voice in the world of hip-hop. His signature sound, blending raw emotion with catchy hooks, captivated audiences and earned him a loyal following. As his star continued to rise, he released other successful tracks like Flex, Ooh, 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 and Ride Out, further cementing his status as a force to be reckoned with in the rap game. Quan's career was also marked by high-profile collaborations with fellow Atlanta artists, including the likes of 2 Chainz, Jacquees, and his frequent partner Young Thug. Together, Quan and Thug worked on the Cash Money Records project Rich Gang, a collaboration that became a defining moment in Atlanta's rap scene. The duo's chemistry and energy created a unique sound that resonated far beyond their city, propelling them to the forefront of the genre. But despite his success and influence, Rich Homie Quan's life was tragically cut short on Thursday, September 5th, leaving behind a legacy of music and memories that will not be forgotten. His sudden death has left the world mourning the loss of a talent whose full potential may never be realized. In addition to his solo success, Rich Homie Quan once shared a deep and dynamic partnership with fellow Atlanta rapper Young Thug. The two were integral members of the Birdmen assembled collective known as Rich Gang, a collaboration that highlighted their unique chemistry and helped define the sound of Atlanta rap during that era. Their work together reached a high point with the release of the 2014 project, Rich Gang, The Tour PT1, an album that showcased their synergy and creativity. Among the standout tracks was their joint single, Lifestyle, a song that became a cultural phenomenon. The track's infectious hook and energetic vibe propelled it to No. 16 on the Billboard Hot 100, making it Quan's highest-charting single to date and solidifying the duo's place in hip-hop history. However, as with many creative partnerships, tensions eventually surfaced. The once tight bond between Quan and Thug began to unravel in the years that followed, particularly after a 2015 police raid at Thug's house, which reportedly contributed to their falling out. The rift between the two grew deeper, with both artists moving in different directions, both musically and personally. What was once a powerful collaboration slowly transformed into a strained relationship, marked by silence and distance. Yet, despite the fallout, Quan's name resurfaced in connection with Thug as recently as this week during Thug's ongoing RICO trial. The trial, which has been a focal point in the rap community, revisited their intertwined histories, stirring up memories of their earlier years together when they seemed destined to conquer the music world side by side. Though their relationship had soured, their time as collaborators remains a significant chapter in both their careers, forever linking their legacies in the annals of hip-hop. In 2014, Rich Homie Quan earned a spot in the rap publication XXL's prestigious freshman class, a notable achievement that signified his rising prominence in the hip-hop world. He was listed alongside other rising stars like Chance the Rapper, Ty Dolla $ign, and Kevin Gates, a group that went on to shape the future of the genre. This recognition solidified Quan's place as one of the most promising voices in the industry at the time. Throughout his career, he would go on to receive nominations for multiple awards, including several BET and BET Hip Hop Awards. His nominations spanned categories such as Best New Artist and the People's Champ Award, further reflecting his impact on the music scene. One of his biggest hits, Flex, Ooh, 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 earned widespread acclaim and was nominated for Hip Hop Song of the Year at the 2016 iHeartRadio Music Awards, a testament to the song's massive popularity and cultural influence. The track became a defining anthem of his career, showcasing his signature sound and lyrical style. In the year leading up to his untimely passing, Quan remained active in the studio, releasing a series of singles that kept his fanbase engaged. Among these were Authentic, a collaboration with Clever, and Achi, which featured fellow Atlanta rapper 2 Chainz. These tracks demonstrated that Quan was still very much in tune with the current hip-hop landscape, evolving his sound while staying true to his roots. His last full-length project, Family and Mula, Reloaded, was released in 2022, giving fans a final glimpse of his creative output before his sudden death.